Welcome sa ating channel. We are here back again to talk about a new PC build. This is all about the Intel 12600 with B660, Asus TUF, Wi-Fi, and RTX 3070 Ti. Why I love this PC build and why I want to recommend it to you guys, yan yung aalamin natin. And let's dig more about the benchmarks, time-lapse of course, and reasons why this is my recommendation. Now with that being said, and for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe.
This video is brought to you by SCDKey, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals and best offer para sa application softwares, games, and yes, operating system. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro, and by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. That's it mga kaibigan. Check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website.
So before we will jump sa ating time-lapse and benchmarks, of course, i-discuss ko muna yung mga ginamit nating components. We have here of the chassis. It is an Asus TUF chassis. If you are not aware, this was already used sa ating mga previous builds even 2 to 3 years ago. And it's still, I think it's a worth it casing that you may have, or I may recommend, especially if you want to have this themed or straight brand setup. Pero if you want to consider other chassis, especially that the downside of this is all about the radiator mount, dahil hindi ka nga pwedeng mag-top mount, then you may check other airflow casings out there. Then moving on sa ating processor, it is 12600 as I have mentioned earlier, pero di-discuss na natin yan mamaya kung bakit yan po yung napili nating processor. Then moving on sa ating motherboard, it is the Asus TUF B660M Wi-Fi variant. Dahil most of the consumers that I have observed, especially sa mga nagtatanong ng mga specs or nagpapakonsol sa akin, kadalasan favorite na nila yung Wi-Fi variant ng isang motherboard. For the video card, it is the Asus TUF RTX 3070 Ti TUF. Is one of the go-to video card recently. And napansin ko kasi yung pricing niya nasa around 40k from 55k or more or less back then. Like 2 months ago, nasa ganung pricing siya. Ngayon bumagsak siya ng around 15k. Kaya naman talaga nagkakaubusan ng RTX 3070 Ti. Now, why this is the favorite of most of the consumers? Sa mga hindi nakakalam, you will find out sa ating benchmark mamaya. And then for the cooler, it is also the Asus TUF LC240. It is a very good cooler. If you want to know the benchmark of this cooler, what are the good things about this LC240, why it's one of the most recommended coolers sa ating mga Asus PC builds, tingnan nyo na lang po yung ating previous video. Now, the rest of the specifications will just be posted sa ating description. Hindi na natin masyadong papatagalin because we are excited to present to you yung ating time-lapse. At the same time, medyo iniba ulit natin yung flavor ngayon para hindi naman laging monotonous yung ating arrangement pagdating sa videos. It will be followed also by the benchmark. So time-lapse, benchmark, then let's talk about the reasons why these are the components na pinili natin and some more details about the benchmark results and all about this 12600 plus RTX 3070 Ti Asus TUF PC build. Okay, so straight to the point na po tayo. Why 12600? Why you didn't go for a 12400? Why you didn't go for an AMD counterpart of this processor? Or bakit hindi ka na lang nag 12600K? Yes, 12600K is a very good processor that you may have, especially if you are kinda enthusiast or you have the time or you can tweak or if you can manage to dig deeper and do research about overclocking, then 12600K is the go-to processor. Those enthusiasts out there, I know that you will prefer to go for a 12600K. Pero at some point, marami rin sa atin ang gusto na pag bumili na sila ng isang PC build, kumbaga, that's it. You will have the best performance out of the box na kaagad. And if you will go for those 12400, it's quite budget i5 na minsan iniisip natin na pare-pares naman yan i5 eh. Why not just go with an 12400? Minimal lang yung difference. Mapapansin niyo po dyan the difference of a 12400 and 12600. If we will highlight one of the benchmark, check those video editing benchmark ng 12400 and 12600. Mapapansin niyo dyan that on the playback, on the rendering side, malaki yung difference ng 12600 and the 12400. Plus, of course, those additional cores that could be taken advantage with the 12600 processor na hindi mo na kailangan magkaroon pa ng very technical knowledge pagdating sa overclocking, which is kind of identical experience with those guys na meron namang 12600K and into overclocking. So to cut it short, 12600 is the sweet spot processor from performance to budget. Bakit? On the budget side kasi, makapapansin din natin na if you will go for a 12600K, you cannot have that overclocking advantage kung hindi ka rin mag-Z series motherboard. And if you will try to do some estimate, the difference of a 12600K bundle processor and motherboard over a 12600 plus V660 bundle, assuming those are the decent models, nasa 4 to 5K or even higher difference. You will have a 12600 at a decent price, which is if i-allocate natin yung budget na yan, most likely, mas makakapag-avail ka pa ng mas magandang video card. Now, let's try to assume na kunwari ang pili mo talaga nung una is 12600K with a Z-series motherboard. Tapos hindi ka naman talaga ganun ka-enthusiast on the technical side that you will be going to overclocking or etc. Ngayon, ang video card mo with that kind of bundle is 3070. Why not mag-12600 ka na lang and B660 and allocate that difference? Ngayon, makaka-avail ka ngayon ng RTX 3070 Ti. Given yung budget is hindi masyadong magbabago. So that's the reason why I really recommend this 12600 processor. Now, going for the RTX 3070 Ti, let's try to pull out some benchmarks. Like for example, with Assassin's Creed. Mapapansin nyo po dyan that the RTX 3070 Ti is really outperforming the counterpart na 6700 XT. And there's also significant advantage over those lower models. Ngayon, makikita natin na why not RTX 3070 yung primary recommendation with that kind of processor. I'm not saying that RTX 3070 is not a recommended video card for this, especially given the budget. You can even go lower as RTX 3060 or RTX 3060 Ti or even the counterpart sa AMD. Pero yun nga, dito nilalagay ko na po yung pinakamataas that I may recommend, the RTX 3070 Ti. Kasi if you will go for an RTX 3080 or 3090, I doubt that you will go for a 12600 processor. May budget ka pala for those kind of video cards and medyo malaki na nga yung difference pagdating sa pricing. RTX 3080 is now kinda higher by around 10K or 15K as of now. As of now po. So, ibig sabihin, you can now manage to add more budget pagdating din sa video card and processor. Kaya as of now, the RTX 3070 Ti ang pinaka best recommendation ko for a 12600. Now, lastly, why this is the overall PC build that I may also recommend. Yes, you may also consider other brands, other models, other variants like the Maximus variant or ROG Strix variant. Pero for a build that is just around 80K and below and i5, and at this point of budget, what I always do is to maximize it para sa performance. That is why I choose the TUF variant. There are other options also. Actually, may mga na-upload naman na ako. Pero as of now, ito naman is upload ko about the TUF. Now, if you will go for an i5, I think the best lineup or variant is go for the TUF. Dahil kahit papaano, hindi nako-compromise yung performance over the aesthetics. Unless ang budget mo na siguro is for an i7 or i9, and if you have that kind of budget of 6 digits and beyond, then you may also do kind of balance na rin siguro based dun sa personal taste mo if you really love the ROG Strix variant. So that's it guys. You have now the 12600 and RTX 3070 Ti TUF PC build at 80K more or less. A very good build that you may consider, especially if you are into gaming at the same time editing and you want a good performance na hindi mo na kailangan masyadong magpaka-enthusiast to dig a lot for you to tweak the best performance of this PC build. Out of the box, pagka set up na neto, just enable the XMP profile and there you got it. RTX 3070 Ti and 12600 for gaming and editing. Now with that being said, and for more PC builds from different brands and models, keep posted. Marami pa po tayong ipopost dito sa ating channel, may it be Intel or even higher models or from the competitor. Thank you guys and have a nice day ahead.